And then I tried some dry brushing, and I've tried to touch up the paint and tried touching up the wash, and it's getting more and more cartoony and less cool looking.
Right. Got pics.
Cartoony doesn't necessarily mean not
I
cool
can
looking.
take one.
Just plain devil's advocate.
Cartoony devil.
That's always a good time.
There are some ships that I want to do in a cartoony fashion, but this is not one.
All right.
Let's see, who isn't here? Veer. Is that it? So
It's cool.
Oh, Scoot. Well, yeah. But he's at least accounted for.
That is the one in question.
Ah, cool.
He's also too
fancy.
cool for Scoo.
I know he'd appreciate that.
Too cool for school.
Too cool for school. Cool. Cool.
But the first school is with a K.
I was able to make this joke. This morning or last night.
Oh, apparently Veer has shit in the dryer. Don't know why she would do that.
Oh, don't do that. That sounds
Disgusting.
awful. Oh, no. Oh, no. How do you even get that out? Oh, no.
You know, if you have a need for incredibly dry shit, maybe that's just the way to go. Maybe you get a special dryer just for that.
No, I think you would, if you really had to dry out actual feces, you would put it on a pan in your oven at low heat for hours, and it would really stick up your house, and you don't want to do that. But here's the point. That just made me think about the Roomba that ran over the dog shit and like just ruined the entire home, more or less.
Yes,
The Roomba,
I know the one you're talking about.
Oh,
that actually happened in Arkansas. Like somebody in fucking Arkansas. Like your life is already shitty enough because you're in Arkansas, and then you're like ahead of the curve because you got a Roomba, and then it smears your dog shit just all over everywhere, every surface in your fucking house.
You have a literal shitty Roomba.
Absolutely, man. Jesus Christ. I kind of want to look at that up now. Like that carnage was just unbe-fucking believable.
Whatever makes you happy.
Indeed.
Oh no! It turns. Wow! I just Googled Roomba. I image searched Roomba dog shit, and
that must be an exciting search.
Did you go down a rabbit hole, so to speak?
Well, I think that there's a lot of cases where things have gone wrong.
Maybe this is a more common. Maybe it's a pretty common problem.
It appears to be extremely common. I am seeing lots of like these are different homes.
Why did I do this? Why did I look?
I mean, why not?
Oh, there's video.
Ooh, there's video. Right, exactly.
There's a Reddit post called "There's poop in my dryer."
Oh god.
Oh man, see, guys, wow.
It starts long story short. They don't even want to explain how this happened.
Would you?
I feel like we've all learned something today. We've all grown as people.
But in a bad way.
Oh no, I know the guy this happened to. That was the connection.
Hi, nerds.
Jesus
Which game
Christ,
is
I
it?
went to college with this guy. It's,
Krait
Kobold.
Cool.
no, I went to college with the guy with the poop-tastrophe. That's why I remembered it so well.
What?
Oh my god. Hey, by the way, welcome, Veer.
What? Did I miss?
I am linking the poop-tastrophe the night his Roomba. This guy wrote an incredibly popular Facebook post about what happened with his Roomba that ran over his dog poop, and there are florid pictures if you need.
So is this
but yeah.
the one? Because
Hello.
there's definitely one where there's a dog that someone put on their Roomba to ride it, and then the dog was so scared that it left a trail of poop.
That seems pretty reasonable too. Although, like, shame on you for trying to make your dog ride a Roomba. Dogs are naturally enemies with vacuums, and everybody knows that. It's like dogs. It's dogs and cats, but like extremely.
Maybe
So
they
this guy,
thought-
this guy described it as a war zone of poop because his 4-year-old son crawled into bed with him and his wife Kelly, smelling like feces. So this is now in your bed.
burn the house down situation.
Wow, I should not have been trying to drink tea while you just said that.
I
This all
apologize.
happened, Veer, because you said that you had to take shit out of your dryer, and
Oh no.
we thought about what it would be like
Oh
to
no.
have. Well, you get the picture.
Sadly.
Hey, you went searching for that, Universal.
I can't deny it.
Yeah, but I went digging.
Mm, through the poop.
And on that note,
I enjoy that he's now apparently received offers for a free house cleaning.
there's some exceptionally nice people, or maybe just some thieves that are able to pose as incredibly nice people. I went from trusting humanity to having zero faith in it, all in one sentence.
Good.
Yeah, that was quick. I'm impressed.
Thank you. It's a talent.
Sometimes you gotta turn on a dime, you know?
Like a Roomba.
Well done.
I grant you inspiration.
Thank you. I think you're
Oh,
going to
man.
need to turn the tone of this conversation around. Yeah, so will we give Scoo a wee minute? I
Let's do.
think we should.
So what happened last?
What point did you leave at?
I got knocked the fuck out in one blow, and then I was like, peace, bye.
Yeah, what is the current state of affairs?
Okay, well, who wants to do a quick recap?
I think I can. We just got back from discovering the camp of Orcus inspired and Orcus ordained Ettins that we accidentally gave that power. We didn't accidentally give them that power. We did it on purpose because we
Sort on
want to
purpose.
see the world burn.
Yes.
Anyway, who just joined?
Scoo is here.
Scoo, hey baby. We're doing the recap. Help me out with that recap, Scoo.
No, you're fine.
So we devised plans to destroy this Ettin camp and to murder all of the Ettins, and especially the Paladin of Orcus that we had empowered divinely by dint of combining bardic inspiration, religious knowledge, and paladin teachings from Yigbyth, who also eventually became tempted by Orcus. We found the camp of Ettins that had been blessed with this power. They had rampaged under the city and caused an orphanage, a section of an orphanage's property to fall in to the ground in a sinkhole. Clearly, this was too dangerous to let continue and was in fact a major threat to the city and indeed to nature itself, because we met up with Nature Dude, and a forest elemental type who tasked us with destroying the camp. So, being the clever problem solvers we were, we cased the joint. We found weak places to set fires to kill Ettins in their sleep. We distracted Ettins away from the camp by way of conjuring animals to chase them away, and found ourselves in an epic battle with these intellectually empowered, socially cohesive Ettins, including a forger as well as the chieftain. They had human beings in hostage, and were going to kill them, which forced our hands. So we had to fight quite a large battle against quite a few enemies. The fight that followed was a tough one indeed. Veer fell, as she said, in one blow, rather early on, because they were tactically sound. And they knew what they were doing, and they had this divine gift for war from Orcus.
You also missed the part where we made a 60-foot tall giant elk.
Somehow.
Oh, I was getting around to that.
Oh, okay.
And so the Orcus we finally fought off the Orcus and the chieftain by way of having. I was actually following. It was Veer fell, Skoo came close. Did you?
Yeah, I think I was into single digits. I think
You were into single digits health. I ended up goading the chief into fighting me because I think the way that Keys fights is like a lion tamer. He's big and he's loud and he's brash.
And because he was a bad man.
Yeah. Well, that and like
him.
That and well, yeah. That's really cute.
Goodness.
Good. Me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you were on the ram puns. We're gonna get to you in just, but you were rampaging with your elk. So I goaded him multiple times, and eventually I fell. But the kind of the saving grace of the party was Peleus, who turned repeatedly into giant elks, conjured a rhinoceros in the middle of combat, and soaked up just hundreds and hundreds of points of damage that Keys fortunately didn't have to take. And eventually even managed to, when we had landed the killing, the paralyzing, the critical blow on the chieftain, and he had a leaving monologue. He stepped into the fire at the center of the camp to dramatically dispose of himself and keep us from getting further information. And Peleus turned into his water genasi form, which is his default, and used his racial trait to put out the fire that had been raging on his own skin the entire battle, as well as the fire that had been raging on that had been underneath the Ettin chieftain. So we were able to find out that indeed that Orcus appears to have a prophesied chosen one, that it appears was not this Ettin this day, but that we may end up having to eventually contend with.
Nice.
And with that, I think we said that we went back to town to get a long rest, but we would have wanted to interview the last remaining human hostage and ask about how they came into that sorry state.
Completely forgot to do that bit. My eyes must have just skimmed over that part, and yeah, I'm thick. So we'll do that as we start. But
you're thick, but it's with 2 C's. Means you got some junk in your trunk.
Yes, and I'm stupid. Okay, so after that, you went back to the city.
Righto. I think we would have just climbed out of the rubble at the orphanage.
Yep.
The sinkhole that would have caused all this.
Correct.
How do we want to? What questions do we want to ask the hostage that I imagine would have traveled with us? We would escort this hostage back to town.
Well, we'll do that when we start the session.
Okay. Oh, that's right. I forgot the stinger at the end of the episode, didn't I?
Yes.
There's a little bit more. So as we climbed out of the crater that had caused this whole Ettin hunting venture, we saw a dirty city child in the Dickensian tradition being employed to paste up posters, and when we said, "Hey, kiddo, what's going on there? What day is today? It's Christmas, Gov?" And he turned around at us, blood drained from his face, and he ran away in terror. And we discovered why when we saw a portrait of Yigbith under a sign that said "Wanted."
Oh shit.
Yigbith of Brian Inc. for murder. Brian Inc. Other members wanted for questioning. C2, the Black Hand.
Correct. And that is pretty much where we left it. So, everyone ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blood Turd, you recording?
Things to get worse.
Oh
Wait
wait,
up.
I should probably heal up my character.
Yeah, you can spend hit dice and so forth.
I should.
Shall I do that as well?
Absolutely.
I mean, he wasn't here last time, so I would assume that he would have
Oh,
a
right,
long
yeah.
rest.
Okay.
The rest of us are continuing with our health the way that it was, I guess.
I suppose so, yeah.
Yeah, I don't see. Yeah, I don't think we've had a rest yet.
You did get one rest sort of as you were coming out of the forest.
Okay. Long or short?
I think it was just a short rest.
Okay,
Let's
let me
double
go ahead and
check.
spend some hit dice on that.
Yeah.
We probably, yeah, I think we did want a short rest for sure.
Okay.
I'm going to take
Short
care of that
rest is
before we do all this.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can spend 3 more hit dice.
I've legitimately forgotten how hit dice work, but okay.
The way that they work is that you've got a set number based on your level and the number of levels you have in each class. And so it'll say like max in your sheet. You can use you can roll 6 dice for your character in a short rest. These are all the dice that you have. Those hit dice are regained at a long rest.
Okay.
But a short rest is an hour long.
Okay.
And typically that's what you would do like in the middle of like a full old school dungeon crawl, which is to some degree what we're doing here.
Oh, this is what I needed to know. I have all my wild shape back.
Damn it.
Only need a short rest.
That's beautiful. Thank you for soaking up all that damage, because I think we established last time that just his elk forms, not including the rhinoceros, not including the other animals he can conjure, just his elk form soaked up something like 100 and some odd points of damage, which is
Jesus, that
3
is
keys worth. It's like 3.5 keys worth
quite
of
something right
damage.
there.
Yeah, you got a lot of XP for last session because I was really pushing the difficulty on it.
Yeah, that was a real shit. Let's see.
So, with
And I
that,
can turn into a rhino now, though I won't, because giant elks are cooler.
True. Well, that rhino came from the random animal table, didn't it? Not?
Yes, that one and a giant spider, I think. I mean, these are good things to have in the back pocket, but
True.
I don't know when they'll ever see play.
I don't doubt they will. Right. So, if Teddy, you're recording, are you? Or you will be? And I can't hear you.
Ugh.
Rip it.
Static.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
Okay, yes, I was
We're pretty much
recording.
ready to start, I think.
And I think we did have a long rest because I remember Veer wanting to before the fight.
We did before the fight,
Before
yes.
the fight, yeah.
Okay.
But
well, I
that
wasn't
fight,
in the fight, so that
Yeah.
counts.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
the
you're good to go.
fight
No, I
was-
mean, if you weren't in the last session, you're pretty much fine.
Yeah.
Like it's assumed that you had long rest.
And if
for
you
sure.
were, you're pretty much fucked. So,
Nah.
Yeah. Hey, Keys is Keys turns out I've rolled so poorly for my hit points that it's easy for me to roll just fine with my hit dice. Because for my hit points I got like 1 or 2, and so if I roll a 3 or 4 on my hit dice, it's still fine.
Right.
I make it up back easy.
Nice.
Alright.
Okay. So we are ready to start whenever.
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome to the Krait Kobold, a 5th edition D&D podcast. I am your GM Universal, and our party tonight is played by Blaze Masterson.
When it comes to class status cash, I'm in the tip top. A rogue, I run like Flash. You dash like you're in flip flops. A bard, I spit fast classics when I do hip hop. A tsunami, my splash crash. You're just a drip drop.
Bloody Teddy.
Hello, I play Cash, the Dragonborn Sorcerer Explorer.
Okay. Lots.
Hello, I'm Lots. I'm playing Cubby, and I take many forms.
True.
Oddward Frenry.
Hi, I'm playing Pounce, the gnome ranger, and her fluffy puppy Slobberjowl.
No.
Oh, it's Lumberjaw!
Scoo.
Roses are red, violets are blue. I play Stason Jason, and my name is Scoo.
Nice.
Hey.
Look out, Blaze. You're in trouble. And Veer Seraph.
Hi, I'm Vera. I play Finna, the elf wizard, who's recovered from a very long nap.
Nice.
Are there any
Okay.
dreams during that nap?
I actually need to double. Wait, no, we haven't had a long rest. No dreams.
No time
so
for
far.
dreams.
Mhm.
Okay. So, first off, I completely forgot about the guy that you rescued from the Ettins in last session, so we have to address that. He tells you his name is Jared. He is very long-haired and bearded, like he hasn't been taking care of his appearance in a long time, and he trembles uncontrollably all the way back to the city.
Mhm.
So you can ask him things if you want. He's not massively forthcoming.
Mhm.
Pretty ironic that you used to hunt Ettins, huh?
Yeah,
gaze at
I
him, Sherlock
appreciate that
Holmes-esque.
so much.
Gotcha.
He snarks back at you and he says, I never saw nothing like that. I never saw no Ettins like that. Crazy.
I just want to establish that that's Keys's fine investigative skills.
Right.
It's because I changed my archetype to the detective. Like I just I did some formula. I saw some formulas around me as I gathered that fact that he was the guy who had previously been an Ettin hunter.
He does recognize you, by the way.
I would like to ask this fellow about his hobbies and all the particulars. If he has any special skills, that's the thing.
Special skills, apart from walloping Ettins over the head, not much.
Well, he's apparently not that special at walloping Ettins over the head.
No, but then when they come to get you in your sleep, there's not much you can do. Not much you can do when half your friends are dead.
Well, maybe we should show him the ropes, take him in, show him how to fight when half your friends are dead.
True grit.
To practice, you have to kill half your friends first. He says we were laying low till we could get out of the city, but money's hard to come by when you're not showing your face, and I'm not much of a cut purse.
Well, how
have you considered gainful employment?
I had gainful employment.
Have you considered 2 sources of gainful employment?
Not in this city. Not after what happened.
All right.
When the Ettins escaped, our names were going to be mud. Anyone who could get out, got out. Me, I never had the money for it. Listen, you couldn't give me 50 gold for a ship, could you? Maybe that's the least you could do.
Yeah. We can. Come with us.
Can we?
Okay.
Can we?
I was about to say, what does he have?
I'm
What
not.
is he?
I'm not. No, like this dude has been. He's just seen his like super buddy, his super close pal who.
Not
Like also,
massively.
well, I mean, sure. You have
But-
to imagine though, like they've
Yeah.
been out, they've been hiding together for a long ass time, right? They would have formed some kind of, even if they weren't pals, like they had to form some kind of bond,
Or
some
hatred.
kind of meaningful bond.
Yeah.
Well,
Maybe
no, I
more
mean
cabin
like
fever.
just surviving together under
True.
these awful extreme conditions, right?
Yeah, he's obviously not. He's not talking about it much, but you can see that things have hit him hard, and not just the Ettins.
Yeah. We can do it, and I'll say, come with us.
Okay, so they said they were going to start attacking the city, causing a panic, and then they was going to force us to say that we saw you lot working with them. I mean,
Huh.
you guys killed half my mates. So, I mean, I might have done it even if my feet weren't to the fire.
Well,
I
we got him.
reckon that plan must have changed though.
Are
And
you
that's when you
saying you
showed
don't like us?
He fixes you with a look. He says, I know you weren't there when it happened, but your mates did in my mates.
Well, I'm sure they had reasons.
GM's note it was his mates who attacked you, but
Oh, I see.
he
Does
doesn't
anyone
quite
tell
say
me that?
for some reason.
Hmm.
So, with that said,
Yeah, we're gonna take him back to the hideout, I guess.
we are well. With that said, he is still with you, but we're now back to where we started or where we left off last time. You are alone in the street. The young fella who put up the wanted poster for Yigbeth runs he's booked it out of there, he's full speed away from you. You can hear the sound of quite a number of people in the streets somewhere in that direction. Can you give me a perception roll?
One or
Because those always go so well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Use that eye for detail.
Mm-hmm.
a keen investigative eye.
Yes, it's quite dark, so everything's fine.
Oh God.
I've got low light vision, and I rolled a 25. Come on.
Okay, well, actually, low light vision does change things. You see for just the faintest moment
Oh my
a
God, it's
shape up on the roof,
fuck off.
and it
It's
disappears.
happening again.
So, what do you want to do?
Go to bed.
I do. I point at my fingers and I point at where the shape was.
Uh-huh.
I got my eye on you.
The shape gives you the finger pistols back.
All right, well, not too bad. All right. Everything is fine. Holy shit!
Is this
But
just?
it looks more like you can't tell if it's friendly or threatening.
All right.
Maybe it responds with sign language only.
It's certainly
I give it the double thumbs up.
you can't see it.
Actually, damn it.
But in any case, it sort of shrinks back into the shadows, shall we say? So,
Coward. All right. Nothing to be done about. God!
that's it.
Jesus Christ! Why?
Because I like hurting you
No.
all.
Because I like hurting you.
So, right. So, what would you like to do now?
Let's sprint.
Who is this Yigbis person? Kesh says.
I'll explain in a moment. And we're going, like, that kid is running to a large crowd. There is a bounty on our heads. Let's get back to our new secret safe house. Get in through the secret entrance. and
Super
then
secret safe house.
and then give this guy 50 coins and tell him to fuck right off.
I thought there was a bounty on just Yigbeth's head.
Right, but we're all wanted for questioning.
Mhm.
And
Maybe
I'm
it should
not
be
interested
gentle
in that
questioning.
right now. Maybe.
What? How would you
What
like
if
to?
it's just like, hey, what'd you do last weekend, guy? Oh, that's fine. Would you like some dinner? That's a nice question.
That is a good question.
Which is your favorite Spice Girl?
Ooh,
Posh.
that's tough.
Posh. Yeah.
Can't say I'm particularly fond of any of them, to be honest.
I don't know
on,
why
Ginger,
that
at
was the
least.
first
Come
question
on.
that popped into my mind. I mean, I'm so current. So,
I like Sporty's commitment to personal fitness.
dear. So, how do you want to go back to the base then?
I think so.
Okay.
Unless anybody has
Wow.
better plans.
Nap
Mm-mm.
wizard wants a nap. And I'm sticking to it. That's all she wants.
Okay.
I mean, you
Nice
have
nap.
such cool dreams when you take naps.
Hmm.
All for pretentious dreams, yes, but
You dream that you're being chased by a giant cloud of candy floss.
it's just not a good time. It's just not a good time.
Okay, so as you head back, you hear the sort of clamor in the streets around you increase. You also hear whistles, like human, not the item, but just human beings whistling in a sort of signally way.
Mhm.
And you get the distinct impression you're getting boxed in as you move through the streets.
Shit.
How would you like to respond?
Do we see, like, is there any kind of like fire escape? Can we get to rooftops? Do something like that?
Would you guys like to try to sneak
Possible.
away?
I would love to sneak away.
Because
do
you
that
know that
sneaking.
I can make your sneaking amazing.
I was sure. Do you
Yes.
have pass without trace?
I have one spell slot left at each level, so yes.
I can cast Fog Cloud. Oh, it's only 20-foot radius, never mind.
Where'd they go?
Where'd they
Fog
go?
Would you guys like to pass without a trace?
Hell yes.
Yeah, I think
Blammo.
I'm also going to yeah. I'm going to prestidigitate whistles coming from the wrong direction.
Oh, I have another question for you. Do you think now would be a good time to just create a random giant animal in the streets?
It's never a bad time to do that.
Mhm. Look at the name of our last episode.
It's always Elka Clock.
Oh, no, not me. Another giant animal.
Right, but it's always Elka Clock.
Okay. I don't know. It would be kind of funny to see a wanted poster for a giant elk.
It'd be a normal picture of an elk, but with a little tiny person to scale. So, right. Let's see. Nominate one person to do the stealth roll, and I'm going to take it for the party.
Please.
Who's
All
the
right.
best at stealthing?
I believe it's me. I've got proficiency and a high dexterity. So
I do too.
okay. Let me. I can find where my character sheet went.
Are you doing it or me?
I have a bad tendency to fluff rolls when it really counts. So why don't you do it?
One,
All right, well, I'll fluff this one for you.
Thank you.
We do 19.
Hey, 29.
What? Oh,
I
20.
cast
Oh,
Pass
right, of
Without a
course,
Trace,
29.
my friend.
Right.
29
yes,
is
of
pretty
course.
god tier.
Okay, so you cast that, and you find yourselves being able to get out of the cordon of these people. And I should say, you notice that this is like almost like a mob. There's doesn't seem to be anyone official in this. You know, they're carrying torches and they, you know, have whatever weapons come to hand, but they don't look like they're. There's a lot of fear in the air. Let's say that much. Right. And if why do I never look for my dice before I start this? Sorry, amuse yourselves for a moment.
Talk amongst yourselves, class.
Yes.
I actually have to get some more coffee, so no biggie.
Okay.
Beautiful.
That sounds like a capital idea.
Oh dear. Right, I've totally lost them. Back them out. Oh dear, got them. What is going on with the horse?
What are you guys doing to this horse?
Da-da-da-da.
Good God, I leave for 5 minutes and you just savage the
Horse?
thing.
What are you talking about?
Whoops.
Oh,
Changed it.
So maybe we should cut that bit out.
That animal cruelty, yeah.
Right.
I mean, we've already established norms of animal and child
Oh,
cruelty.
it's gonna take so long to get this back to normal. Still has an
Okay.
aura. How do I make it not have an aura?
This horse has an aura.
I put it on 0.
This horse has an aura.
What if I put it on -5?
Tiny aura. It'll be fine. So, right. You find yourself successfully sneaking around the mob. And yeah, you notice a lot about them. It just seems like a band of people in large numbers in various groups trying to stay safe in numbers. They are looking for you. And I'm going to roll based on their local knowledge and, well, their success. Okay. Right. So they roll very well.
Oh,
They
I
roll
was really
higher than a
hoping-
29.
No, they didn't, but they did roll an actual, honest to goodness, 20. So I'm going to think it's going to take something else to actually escape their, they've got you pretty well boxed in.
Mhm.
So it's going to take something a little more fancy to actually get away from them. Whether
I see.
that's a good idea or a good roll, who knows?
I guess we have to resort to murder again.
Is
No.
there...
oh wow.
No.
Yeah, why don't we just kill them? Come on.
The slow degeneration of our party into
No, we can't.
classic.
I love that Blood Ted is always down to murder.
Well,
Blood Ted is always that. That's part of Blood Ted, but no, I'm trying to be governor.
This is
of
also in
place
character.
sometime. Well, I'm trying to eventually be like mayor of the city, so let's.
Sometimes mayor's got a murder on the DL.
Hmm.
That is some Duterte ass shit. That's a Philippines joke. For
Yeah, I
you?
get
Yeah.
it.
Philippines political.
That made me sad.
Is there
Mm.
a door nearby?
Like a house you could sneak into.
No, just a door. Any door.
Oh, right. Yeah, no, there's tons of doors around.
I'm gonna cast Gust on it to open it or close it or whatever.
Right. Okay.
Just
That
like
opens the
somewhere
door.
far away. Audibly.
Like it. Can you cast this on any door anywhere?
Well, in,
On
in
like
30
any
feet.
door that
That's
could
some
open.
Yeah.
omnipotence.
Okay.
I
The door clangs shut and people rush towards it. You can hear a certain amount of enthusiastic motion in that direction.
If you guys want, I can distract because I've got a potion of climbing, and I can just straight up like kind of run vertically, more or less, up a wall. And I mean, I've
But
got
they're
a
on the
red jacket.
rooftops, aren't they?
We don't.
No,
I
no,
don't
no.
think so.
The actual group, the guys who are hunting you, are all in the streets.
Yeah, these are just townspeople. They don't have like military out here, so I don't think they would think to patrol the roofs. But anyway, I got fine acrobatics and whatever. I've got a red jacket. I can distract everybody.
Cool.
Don't die.
You do hear at this point. Sorry, I don't want to speak over you, and I did. Did you have another?
Oh, me? Oh, I was just saying that I don't want him to become a red shirt.
If you do, you do hear a voice at this point shouting out towards you, Brian Ink. If you can hear me, and you're not some sort of group of psychopaths, we need to talk to you.
Who's Brian Ink?
Shh, that's us.
Why don't we tell them we're here? Just wanna talk.
Shh. Run. Run, you fool.
Gandalf?
The voice itself is female, possibly half orc. It's got that sort of guttural quality.
No. Is it? Could it be?
You're
The ship
following me, no?
captain.
Oh, right from the first. No, it's not.
What do you reckon, everyone?
It's like the character that nobody here actually knows except me.
That's true. Only you better.
Technically.
Oh no, you haven't. That was Yigbeth would have known her.
Yeah.
Mm,
No
Incredible.
characters are left from the original Brian Ink.
Strange times, but
Generation 2.
we're the cooler, hipper version.
What happened to everyone in Gen 1?
More 90s.
They all died.
yeah.
Murder
I
happened.
mean, I'm still hoping to get Quinn back, but yeah, we might have our cooking mama back. But anyway, so you hear this repeated several times, but it's up to you whether you want to talk to these people or not.
I'd like to talk to them.
I just want to get this dude his $50 and get him out of town. Do we have that on us?
I don't see any reason why you couldn't have it on you. I mean,
Okay. I'll give the guy the 50 gold. I'll take it out of my portion of our spoils.
right.
Well, devil's advocate, maybe this mob wants to say something nice.
I doubt. Usually, when you are accused of murder, it is not nice.
Could be a
But we
pleasure
aren't.
mob.
But you
Well-
aren't accused of murder. It's Yigbeth.
Exactly. We can just accuse our
Recuse.
poor use recuse. Thank you. Recuse ourselves by answering the questions and point the finger at Yigbeth.
Is you going to throw Yiggy under the bus?
It's well,
Yes.
If it's a choice between all of us and one of us,
It's what she would have wanted.
She would be proud.
She would be.
Justice. Yep, still your choice.
Stu, what do you think?
Let's kill him.
Type it in. Jesus.
No, let's talk to them.
Psych.
And
I
then
like
kill
to
them.
talk to people.
And then kill them.
You're all over the place today, Scoo.
Let's
Alright,
go talk to him. What's the worst that
yeah.
can happen?
Fuck it. We
The
like
worst that
we
can
like
happen is that we have to kill them.
which hey, win-win according to you.
Exactly.
So
Can do both.
yeah, let's go ahead and talk to these folks. We're gonna basically just like unmeld from the shadows because of that 29 stealth
Okay.
in front of them. Like
They lose their shit at that.
Yeah.
They are terrified. Everyone just leaps backwards, and this is a lot of people. Yeah.
As they leap backwards, they bounce into Stason, who stood behind them the whole time.
Scream.
Jesus.
So as you are you basically get surrounded by more and more people as everyone's sort of hones in on where you are. It's like they just want to keep you contained. So there's this just complete feeling of terror in the air, like they're as likely to run away screaming as they are to attack. But after a while, this older half-orc woman sort of pushes her way through the crowd, and she says, "Black Hand wants to speak to you. Will you submit, or are your hearts as black as the monster that you consort with?" There's shouts
Hey,
of,
it's not so bad as all that. Come on, let's go see the guy.
there's shouts of "Murderers! The Archon are using them to destroy us. Kill them now!" And she just lifts up a hand, and says, "Please, just let me deal with this."
I nearly spit out my coffee. Those motherfuckers.
She says, "Will you submit to our capture, or your capture, shall I say?"
I'll go and see your
Capture?
man. You need to calm on down.
No one
All of
captures
you.
me.
Yeah, I'm like
I
I'm
incinerate her.
No.
Apart from that time the Effins captured you mean?
Oh wow, busted.
Yeah,
Well,
Busted.
they ended up dead as well.
that's true.
Thanks to us.
Could kill them later.
Uh,
He says, if you submit to us, we will take your weapons, bind your hands, and blindfold you.
yeah, that's not really cool
No.
No.
with me.
Yeah.
You saw what we just did. You know the power
I
we
know.
have. I'll go and see your man, but don't you dare touch me.
You could just
And
kill
I
all of
use
you
my
and then
nobility.
go.
I use like my position of privilege or whatever.
I use my nobility.
Give me a roll
Well,
on
I mean-
that.
You're
do you
using
want,
your
like,
nobility against like nobility hating gangsters.
Yeah, and if they hate it, that means it has more emotional resonance with them. What kind of role did you want?
Your eyes.
Intimidation,
see.
probably.
Well, whatever you think would work.
If they hate
Tell
it,
me what
well,
you
they're just haters, and they're gonna hate.
Mhm.
I mean, I've got persuasion, right? Like,
Yeah.
I could persuade them that, yes, it is true. I am going to go and see your man. Yes, it is also true. I do not want you to touch me.
Is persuasion the name of your knife?
Persuasion. Oh, that's so good. So she says, if we blindfold you, will you consent to being taken?
Just blindfold?
Just blindfolded.
Pinky swear.
Sure. Blindfold, fine.
I apply my own. Don't touch me.
I'd
Afraid
go along with that.
she tightens the blindfold around your head.
Can I do a sleight of hand to adjust it so I can still see?
Would that be a sleight of eyebrow?
Can I do a sleight of eyebrow?
It would need to be incredible because everyone's watching you.
Okay. I guess if everybody's watching.
I'm not
Well,
watching. I've got a blindfold on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shocking grasp my blindfold to dissolve it into nothing.
Wow.
So that you're clearly not wearing a blindfold and
Yeah.
they just pull out another one and blindfold you again?
I'll shocking grasp their face if they do that.
Wow.
Now, this is important. Do you do that?
Yes, Cash will not submit to blindfolding.
Oh boy.
Oh
Mm,
dear.
Can I try and
No,
intimidate
I'm
them
not
to
sure.
not do that?
you can.
Okay.
I mean, if a
Six.
24 didn't do it,
Now, remember that if you intimidate something, it's not necessarily a good thing. That's pretty intimidating. There's an increased sense of fear and desperation in these people. They are approaching you with weapons drawn.
can I figure out whether it is just him?
It's well, actually, to everyone.
Well,
You don't want to be. It's to everyone.
All of us.
They're circling you. Yeah. Now, given that these are not like professional fighters, these just look like a pretty ragtag group. You know, that's sort of in your favor. But there are at least 100 people here.
That should be fine.
No, I don't want to cause a massacre of 100 people.
No, I think that we can run away easily from 100 people.
Well, I'm.
I beg to differ. I think no.
I think we
Why do you think we
probably
can't
could,
easily run away
actually.
from 100 people?
I think we can run away from 100 people. I just don't know about the easily part is all.
Yeah.
But it
Okay,
just,
I-
You are
needs
now.
to be Elka clock.
Well, hang on. I mean, that's very true. Here's the thing. Okay, I pull up my blindfold momentarily. I say to Cthulhu Face, because I cannot think of you any other way now. Let me buy you a couple drinks at the tavern. You can hang out. We'll go talk with the Black Hand. Right? This guy's new. I say to the crowd, this guy's new. He's not involved. No need. Have you ever seen him before? I haven't. So
It's just like you're shocked and you turn around. Who's this guy?
exactly. So, but we'll go, and then I pull the blindfold down, and I'm real sneaky about it. Ooh, so sneaky.
The half orc woman says, "No, this is not acceptable. You have one chance to live."
Jesus.
So what's the chance?
That you
Apparently, that we put on blindfolds to go and
That
see the
you
Black Hand. That all of us
put
did.
on blindfolds, drop your weapons, and submit to being
Hey,
bound.
we talked about this. We get to keep
Yeah,
our
we
stuff.
persuaded
Yeah,
down to
we
down
had
to
talked about
blindfolds.
getting to keep our stuff, but
He
then
shouts,
someone
"This
shocking
is
grasped.
This is no debate. Do not test me."
I can close my
Well-
eyes. Will that be enough?
I can put your eyes out.
Wow.
we would
Okay.
like-
Well.
Oh no.
I'm going to gust her in the face to push her away.
What is Cash's alignment? Just out of curiosity.
I don't think I've decided that. Have
Lawful
I?
good.
Neutral.
I feel like you have
Apparently.
Lawful good.
Neutral.
Lawful mad.
I'm gonna say you're on the chaotic neutral path, my friend. If not,
Maybe.
the other chaotic path, not the good one.
Well, here's the thing about chaotic. There is chaotic evil, chaotic neutral, chaotic good, and chaotic stupid. And
That's an axis that I've almost never used with my alignment decisions.
There are a lot of people here.
I think my next character will be chaotic stupid.
I'm gonna try to be neutral smart.
That's my real life alignment.
I thought your real life
yeah.
alignment was neutral sexy.
Ooh.
Now we're talking. Thanks, babe. This guy's seen me in real life too. He knows.
Wow.
Did it just get a little steamy in here?
We're all seeing you in real life here.
Yeah, somebody cast fog mist.
So
you succeeded on the comedy, not on the nerdy.
she says, "If you do not submit now, you die.
Just
I
put on the
disagree.
fucking blindfold, please.
Look, I just got this really cool wand. I don't really want to give it to anyone.
If
Can we?
if you
I'm sorry.
not
Are we in a place near Brian Inc.'s headquarters?
You're not incredibly close, but you're not incredibly far either.
Like, is it a
You're
few
like
blocks
about-
away?
You're about half an hour's.
Oh, okay. So we can't like leave our stuff there.
No.
We also would
she
not want
says-
to reveal to the crowd the location of our new secret hideout.
That is true. She says, if you're not a raving bunch of psychopaths, you will get your weapons back.
Fine.
I hand her, and this is important, my beloved fancy schmancy stick.
Okay.
My
At
club.
At that, there is a marked improvement in the mood.
I don't think-
I mean, things were getting close to your necks. So,
The stick changes everything, as usual.
mhm.
You know how I
I'm gonna
like,
give I'm gonna give them one of my daggers and keep the other 3 hidden on my body.
Okay.
that was a stick shift.
Hey.
You know, most games are about sticks. I want to make a game about strands. That's a Death Stranding joke. Anybody?
Yeah.
Hideo Kojima?
Get it? I mean, I know what you mean now, but
Is that the game with the baby?
It's with the baby and Norman Reedus and his peepus.
so you are blindfolded.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Kesh, you find yourself being treated a little more carefully and searched a little more carefully, and your daggers are taken.
They pull on your tentacles.
You are hustled through the streets with some speed. Kesh especially is basically they're being quite gentle with you all, apart from Kesh, who, I mean, they have stuff right at your back.
They're playing Concho.
They
I don't
They don't
enjoy
trust-
being
they don't
pushed
trust
around
you.
like this.
No, I wouldn't, but they think you might try something at any second, so they're not having it. So, after some time, you're essentially heading up the hill of the city, and after a good long walk, you find yourself being led indoors into a room that is full of conversation and the smell of alcohol. Conversation stops when you're led in. The smell doesn't stop when you're led in. You are further brought down some spiral stairs, and eventually, after being led into another room, the door behind you is closed, locked, and your blindfolds are removed. Standing in front of you and flanked by more official-looking guards, not official city guards, but well-armed people, is find him. Where is he? Larson Airload, the Black Hand.
I've referred to him as being crust punk before.
Yes, he is. He looks like that, except he's got that tattooed hand. It's just tattooed completely black. He considers you for a while before speaking, and he says you have much to answer for.
You have much to question.
I literally arrived in the city today.
And who have you fallen in with? But you eventually came to us of your own free will. That is to your credit, but still. 18 deaths. Men and women, people with families, cut down like wheat. I won't be the one to question you from this point. He steps aside and a door at the back of the room opens. A figure steps through towards you. When you rescued her from the Undercity, you thought you'd seen pain on Sarah Fames's face, but no, nothing like what you're seeing now. She fixes you with a gaze of almost alien intensity and asks, "Did you know?"
Did we know what?
Did you know what Yigbeth was going to do?
No, we never ever knew what Yigbeth was going.
As
Literally
a general rule, yeah, that's pretty much, yeah.
From 1 second to the next.
Absolutely, like no.
Specify.
I can say that like
precisely-
categorically, just existentially, no. What happened?
She nods, and she seems to have more trust in you than anyone else would have. She leads you back into the room she came from.
Can I take my blindfold off?
Oh
The
yeah,
blindfold's already off.
Okay.
Already gone. Yeah. This room is considerably larger and darker and colder, and there are tables upon tables, and most of them are
Oh,
occupied by
sorry.
corpses.
Whoa.
Some of these corpses are in an incredibly unpleasant state.
Ooh.
Sarah sits down beside one and takes its hand, and she
Is it
looks
Cersei?
down at Cersei's face, and she doesn't look back up towards you. You can see quite clearly that Cersei's neck has been crushed and punctured. And Sarah says she always looked out for me. We looked out for each other, but she was always the tough one. No one ever picked on me when she was around. And she begins to tell you what happened. They left Fame's Bakery to help with the Black Hands. They had always been providing food and supplies to them throughout their whole lives, but they decided to use what they had just recently learned of the Archon to help and also get away from Yigbeth, whose behavior was worrying. They had been under the protection of the Black Hands in a safe house, and suddenly, just the other night, Yigbeth materialized out of thin air. She grabbed Sarah, tried to choke her. Cersei jumped on her back and just started clawing at her neck, and miraculously seemed to be, hurting Yigbeth. There was a great struggle, and Sarah tried to reason with her. She did her best, and there was no reasoning with her. Eventually, the fight just turned against them, and Sarah had no choice, but she stabbed Yigbeth several times in the back as Yigbeth was strangling Cersei. And that is what she tells you.
I'm so sorry.
She sighs, and she says, "We always knew our time together would be brief. I mean, after this life. I was never much for religion, but tieflings, they don't get to even make a choice. Their souls are chattel of Asmodeus, so I'll never see her again."
I'm just off in the corner weeping.
Yeah.
Straight up, yeah, Keys is crying.
She looks up briefly and appreciates that, and it's like I don't think she ever seriously thought that you guys were responsible, but she could not be more devastated. Larson says, let's give her a moment. Brings you back into the first room. Shuts the door. And he says, "I've not witnessed such bravery and devotion before. They never had a chance against that monster, but Sarah wouldn't leave her. It took a fear spell to break her will in the end. She ran and lived. So what I know from after Cersei's death comes from secondhand. It seems hard to credit, and yet I believe it. Yigbeth came into the street bleeding from multiple grievous wounds. Her neck was torn. She was bleeding from the back where Sarah had stabbed her. And those who were there and survived tell me that these wounds closed in an instant. You can actually see the point on the street where this happened. The guards on the house attacked her and she just butchered them. I mean, literally, she butchered them. She cut them down and kept cutting as if they had been some hated nemesis. She killed everyone she got her hands on, everyone she saw, and eventually, in all the panic, all the commotion, she was gone. That's what happened.
Well, that changes our relationship with her.
That's
Yeah,
not
I
great.
hope so. She needs to die.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
And yet, justice is going to have to wait. He says to you, who do you work for? Truly, who do you work for?
Ourselves.
You've done a lot of things with the Archon.
Who's the Archon?
He looks at you and says, they're the ones who rule the city.
I mean, I'm as the guy who's like kind of led the charge toward the Archon. I'm going to say they seem like good guys,
Really?
as far as I can
Well,
tell.
I suppose they would only show you that side of themselves. And if what Sarah has said is true, and it makes perfect sense to me now, then, well, they're certainly not good guys.
You think the Archon ordered the hit on Cersei?
I don't know what to think. In all honesty, no. I think that was some other character in that we don't understand. How she healed herself like that seems impossible. And to add to the comedy, the Jurans are approaching the city.
Oh no.
The city guard are mustering. Shattering Lance mercenaries arrived yesterday. Things are going to get bad.
It's a great time to arrive here.
I think you've really picked your moment well.
You have a chance to distinguish yourself if you want to look at it that way.
Yeah. So the Archon and the Jurans have been reaching out to us, both of them, those groups. And the time is coming where we're going to have to make a choice. And I have no other choice but to trust you and ask. Which is the greater of these evils?
At least with the Archon, you will have local tyrants who will be forced to answer to you. With the Durans, their empire is so vast, you would be only a speck to be crushed at the smallest insurrection. What little fiefdom you've managed to establish here would be smothered under the heel of the Durans and their vast armies.
That does chime with what we've heard from Redcliffe. Redcliffe is the city-state that got taken over by the Jurans.
Mm-hmm.
Bad rumors are coming out of there.
Are there any
So-
nearby city-states or countries that are nice?
No.
Not in Universal's game, no.
No, everyone's horrible. No, well, the thing is that you're on this like newly settled continent. This is the only like large settlement on this place.
I see.
It is apparently to the north. There's an awful lot of danger from all sorts of weirdness, but apart from that, you're kind
Bummer.
of on your own here.
Okay.
So,
Which is kind of why I prefer the Arkans. Like they've established a not a perfect place, but like a decent place, and it's kind of like if you're renting, you really want your landlord to live on premises, right? So you can be like, "Yo, we got problems right here. Like, let me
Yeah.
come downstairs, talk to you." It's a lot like that.
okay. And I suppose you can make that comparison to him to a certain degree.
Oh, I wouldn't know anything about a renting.
Whew. So,
Terrible.
I mean, that's keys, dude.
mhm. Sure
I could
is.
make that argument though.
Yeah, you don't know anything about renting either because
Yeah.
you just live on the ground.
Hey, that's how I live now. I used to have a farm and shit.
All right.
So, what are we supposed to do? How do we proceed from here? I mean, there's going to be a war.
We back the Arkan and then deal with the Arkan afterward.
He nods. Okay.
I'm sorry about calling you dirty earlier, by the way.
Hey, I know it.
I mean, you are, but I didn't have to.
As far as I'm concerned, it's a badge of honor.
All right, and I extend my hand out to him, and
Okay.
as he claps my hand, some dust falls off of the fur on his forearm, and I ignore it for now.
But Belvedere will be seeing to that.
Oh, absolutely.
Um,
Belvedere is going to be cleaning.
So
everything.
busy. So
Yeah.
busy.
Yeah.
He says, okay, so the Durans have the Sons of Tomorrow in their pocket. I mean, the Sons of Tomorrow believe in nothing but their own gratification. They will work for anyone who sanctions their activities. And it sounds like the Durans will be richly rewarding them for that.
Indeed.
I guess it makes sense that we would be on the other side. It's just this is going against a couple of 100 years of tradition. So you can imagine that this might stick in my craw. I think I'm going to have to meet with the Arkan. And he says, but I won't be doing it as the leader of the Black Hands. He takes out a knife and he says, Elazan, the Black Orc woman, the Black Orc? No, the Black Hand. Right, here we go. The Black Hand slits the tattooed hand open at the palm.
Ah.
The half-orc woman walks forth and she says, are you sure? I don't know if I'm ready. He says, you're ready. You have to be. He slits her palm open. You notice that red blood comes out of her palm, but only blackness comes out of his. No blood. It's like you can see the tattoo ink leaving his hand. And he puts his hand on hers, and his hand returns to its sort of regular skin tone. Her hand becomes this black hand. And she looks like something, she's having some sort of seizure. Like her eyes are flickering all around the place.
While this like hand stuff is happening, Kesh like walks over and just leans in and like closely to observe the effect.
Rude. Her eyes sort of snap back into focus, and she says, "This is weird." He says, "You'll get back to it."
Sorry.
That's about right.
Says, would you mind accompanying me?
To whom does she say this?
No, this is Larson. He says, "Would you mind accompanying me if we go to see the Archon?"
Absolutely. I'll be glad to broker the meeting.
Can I have my
Okay.
daggers back now?
You haven't stolen them back already, but yes. As you leave, you will get all your equipment back.
10 days ahead, lads and ladies. Pounce, hi. How are you?
Hi.
Okay, so as you walk towards the city tower, Larson explains that what you just saw was the essentially sentient ink. He explains that it's like having another mind in your mind that gives you the experience of, well, the knowledge and experience of the leaders of the Black Hands who went before you.
That's it.
That is some pretty nifty magic right there.
Oh, when her eyes were flickering, like when they were done, did she go, "Whoa, I know kung fu"?
Essentially, yeah. Or at least she knows that she can know kung fu if she ever gets around to needing to. Yeah. So you don't get far before you see a mysterious figure again.
No.
The mysterious figure appears just in the middle of the street, and it looks in the direction of the tower as if you're being summoned.
Mm.
It seems like someone else is having a similar idea.
All right, fair enough. All roads lead to the tower.
Mm-hmm. Follow the beam.
Man, I think it's the nostrils. It's the extra set of nostrils. Maybe the mismatching eyes. I don't know. Just very quality unsettling material there.
It was a nice find. So, and I'm not giving credit to anyone, any of the artists. Okay, so you come back to the Archon's Tower, and it is early morning, or very early morning, I should say. So it's still quite dark, but you can see the remains of the attack that happened to the tower have been not exactly cleaned up, but they've been dealt with. And you are admitted, as if you are expected.
As if.
As if.
As if.
The guards see, let's see, they see you coming and they say, Master Aimer is expecting you.
Of course,
Please
I nod.
Please make your way to his office. And you do. So you find yourself going up the stairs, this sort of double layered inside that the tower is constructed out of, and going into his office, knock on the door, brought in. Everything's pretty much as you've seen it before. And he says, "Welcome, folks. And who is this that you've brought to me?"
Oh, which one? The blue guy or the dirty guy?
The dirty guy.
Mr. Airload, please meet Mr. Aimer.
Just not
There is
interested in me.
Sorry?
Just not interested in me. Just doesn't care.
Well, he knows that Brian Inc. has a high employee turnover. So, okay, he welcomes you and he says, nice tentacles.
It's just my hair.
It's canon now. We got it. We did it, guys.
Stop turning your head that way. There is a very tense, terse handshake between them. And he says, the Black Hand himself. And Larson replies with, "Not anymore. If this is a trap, you get nothing." And he says, "It is a trap, but perhaps not to your disadvantage. Time has come for change in this city. And I think you could help me achieve it." For too long, I've sat idle while my decisions are ignored, while the future is ignored by Alant Harlow. That is, if you remember, the oldest of the vampire leaders of the city, of the Arkan.
He's also the most vicious and
Chief creepy man.
short-sighted. Yeah, kind of the main. He gives the Arkans a bad name, if you ask me. Keys, anyway.
He cannot be reasoned with anymore. I believe he needs to go so that this city can thrive.
As he says this, I kind of raise up my hand, and as I raise up my hand, my hidden blade kind of shoots out, Assassin's Creed style. Me.
He looks up at the ceiling with the new ornament hanging from it.
Oh, no.
He
It's
looks down
the
and
Assassin's
says,
Creed blade, so that like a knife.
"Oh, right." It doesn't
I'm
keep
raising my hand, and I'm like, the knife is, and the blade comes out like me.
Okay. As long as he knows it's not silver, he's fine. And he looks at you and he says, "Yes."
Oh, you were just saying he needs to go, and I was
Enthusiastic.
yeah.
I can see this idea meets with your approval. I kind of hoped that it would.
Yeah. I'm kind of volunteering.
However, you know of the threat that approaches our city. We have recently employed a mercenary company called the Shattering Lances, who have arrived in the city. They shall be assisting us, but we're going to need all the help we can get. And we don't have long, and we need to come up with a plan. So I've called you here to this secure office so that we can work together for a better future. So
how about we just kill him?
Just killing him is something that will help, but we need to deal with the Durin threat first.
How would we just kill them?
You know what? I don't know you, but I'm coming to appreciate the way you think, Kesh. We have 3 days before they arrive. Our estimates, our scouts in the ocean tell us we need to formulate some plan. And if the Suns are tomorrow are against us, then we're going to need all the help we can get. We need the Black Hands. And Larson looks and he's like, he understands. I says, "Well, what do we get out of this? Do we have what power does this give the people of the city who we represent?" Does anyone else want to suggest something?
They certainly could do with more reconstructive efforts.
Mm-hmm. Simon says that, well, yes, this would be part of the new order, shall we say. Alant has to go. Voisin may have to go. I don't know. I've never known with her which way she might turn next.
Oh, we can just have him help. And I kind of point over to Stacey.
Yeah.
She seems to like this guy.
She does. We can get him to go and make the case. No, she won't fall for any simple flattery, or she knows better. Let's just say that.
Fair enough.
What is sort of being proposed now? This is out of game or out of character. Is how we want to approach the rest of this campaign, which could end pretty dang soon.
Mhm.
I mean, we've got to like make a plan,
Mhm.
and I think that as far as like what we can do in the intervening time, they've got all the manpower and they can handle all the logistical stuff.
Yep.
But what we can do is do some strike force style operations on the leadership of the Sons of Tomorrow and disrupt all of their operations.
Yes. Let's see. Yep. Okay. I'm going to start taking a couple of notes here. So start. We're going to need to come up with, what everyone's doing, what we want to do. Plus, something I need to ask is, Simon asked you about essentially about the carnage in the street and what went on there. The Black Hands have sort of locked everything down and no one's talking to the police.
We got one of us. Yigvith.
Yes, I am well aware of her and her rashness.
She kind of went rogue. So it seems like we might want to tie up that loose end.
Do you know why?
Man, hard to tell with her.
Well, if you are to help with the running of the city, what I'm going to need is to tell you more than I've ever told anyone.
Incredible. The origin story.
Not so much. I mean, you know a lot about where I come from. You don't exactly know why we were so uniquely suited to running this city, keeping it under control when the dwarves failed. So, underneath this city is an avatar of the god of madness.
That explains a lot, actually.
This avatar represents Thurisdan, whose logo is a jagged spiral.
Yeah. We
The-
went through
the
this
god of
already.
No, I mean,
think
you
it's
did.
funny that
No, you did
I think
as
it's funny
well.
that the god of
The fucking Cavershams were
madness.
cultists.
I know. Just let's go for let's let him recap.
The Cavershams were never
fine.
involved with Thurisdan.
Oh. So when
that was a false front.
That was all a show.
Okay, so about Thurston, he's got the jagged, he's got the Debian logo. If you guys are familiar with Linux, it's the Debian logo.
Okay. I'm not entirely familiar with that, but I'll take your word for it.
It looks
They're all
like
cult.
you threw them together, and I think I may have showed the Debian logo to you, and you were like, "Holy shit!"
Right. Okay, so he says we have our means of appeasing them. What he seemed to want was materials to work with, interesting creatures, bodies, things like that, which align quite nicely with our own requirements. But
So he was your trash can before you got the portal.
correct. No, he never used enough. We never could rely on him.
Did you
In
say
that
trash
way.
can?
Yes, actually. So the deal is that this adventure kind of started as an errand to get a hoop that could that was a portal to another dimension, and essentially the original team came over on board the same boat as the hoop. The hoop ended up at the manor of some local lords as like a proxy to get to the Archon, who had commissioned the getting of the hoop. And we ended up telling the Archon, "Hey, we've found this mysterious hoop. Better be safe." And so they put up like this entire for show bust operation to make us feel like heroes, and to give them a good photo op. So they had us bust the guys at the Caversham Manor, who were their lackeys, and pretend that it was all this operation for like the Cult of Madness, and that they would dispose of the hoop for us. They did dispose of the hoop in the bottom of the Archon Tower, which is also where they had been disposing of bodies over the last 300 years, because they eat people. They drink their blood. And so what they had was the Cavershams, their lackeys, who had been busted by us and were undead, like we had killed them, but of course they're undead and they come back or whatever. They had them shoveling the corpses into the portal, so that now, got them, you'll never be able to tell that we're vampires. This is our big old secret that we had. This vault of horror underneath the city is getting cleaned up in due pace. So that's kind of the story thus far.
That was pretty impressively
Is
succinctly
this
done.
all
I couldn't
in
remember that.
character?
Sorry.
Is this all in character?
I mean,
Sure.
yeah, there's
That was
fewer secrets these days.
yeah.
His eyebrows just sort of slowly rise up throughout
Well,
this entire monologue.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to ask Larson to leave the room before.
Well, I mean, let's
do
just
that.
say you can find out the specifics in your own time. We're talking in generalities here. He's not supposed to know that they're vampires.
Right.
Fair
Exactly my case. Yeah. I do not want Larson. I do not want him to know that they are.
That Larson knows.
I do not want Larson to know. Right.
No, you don't want Simon to know that Larson knows.
Does Larson know?
Larson knows. Sarah told him.
Oh my God. Wait, Sarah knows? Yeah.
Because
Yeah. Okay. Damn. Got it.
So,
Okay.
yeah. So, let's see. You're going to be attacked by sea. There's going to be fighting in the city even as that happens because of the Sons of Tomorrow. Plus, there's still a small band of Durin in the Caversham Manor.
Okay.
They've essentially been trying to talk to them, open negotiations, but they're being silent. So, seems like things about to get shitty.
let's kill them.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah, I'm actually in for that one. Yeah. Uh-huh. He's kind of like, yep. Well, all right. This time.
No.
Tentacles has a good idea. Yeah.
Do you know anyone, or do you have anyone that can help us against the Jordans?
Me.
What experience do you have in their dealings?
Oh, well,
I might know somebody.
I mean, just
Okay.
general, like, killing stuff. I have experience with that.
Oh no, I appreciate that. I hope to employ those skills. Who can you offer? Who was that you were mentioning?
Oh, I've got an intelligence an intelligence source whose identity I cannot disclose at this time. And this would be out of character. Valentine, my childhood bestie, who acted as the emissary for the Durans. And she was beaten up by the Durans because they discovered that she knew me and that we were tight. And that she had not told the Durans that I was around. At my request, I asked her not to reveal that I was around. They found out anyway, because the Durans killed my family. Pulling it back.
Yeah. So, he says, well, we'll need to meet with this, meet with this source of yours very quickly.
Can we provide some means by which her anonymity will be preserved?
I'm not sure. Can you?
I'll act as a go-between in the meantime.
Cloak. Very, very big cloak. Baker's hat. Can she hide under a big baker's hat?
It all comes back.
I think she could. I think you're right. That's how we'll do it.
That would be exceedingly strange, but okay.
So yeah, I can use prestidigitation to like alter her voice or something along those lines. And we can just have her sitting under a baker's hat and have an interview go along.
Right. Okay.
There we go.
Right. Okay.
It all really does come back to the baker's hat.
Right. See, So I'm trying to come up with a plan from here out, or from trying to get you to a certain point. Let's just say, this is really hard.
I'll be right back.
Right. Okay. Does anyone else have any things they would like to bring up or clarify or anything?
Nah.
No. Okay. Right. So you know that in, let's say, 3 days, the Duran fleet hits the city. Right. This is hard. Also, there's going to be the Sons of Tomorrow to deal with, and I think I'm just generally going to have you guys involved in one front of this. Does that seem reasonable?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Right.
One thing that I would like to point out to everyone is that now is the time to kind of think about the end of campaign goals that your character might have. So Veer, for example, you could, right now we're establishing like this city is going to be forever altered in the course of the conflict that will come.
Yeah.
Not only in the sense of like the military skirmishes, but in the structure of power.
Yeah.
Do you want to be involved in the University of Wizards here? You came from an academic background, right?
Hell yes, we're gonna make wizard school.
So this is like what's your vision for the way that wizard school goes?
That's the boon that I want. You're gonna have to give me a little moment while I think about wizard school.
Okay, awesome. Cubby, do you ever want to return to the simple farm life that you came from? Do you want to ask for a lot of land outside of the city to retire to?
I would love to have lots of land, actually.
Hey.
Aha, lot 9s of land.
It's someday I'd like to go back to that farm. It is under my name, so hopefully no brigands will have taken it, but it doesn't hurt to have more land in more places, as my buddy Keys always says.
More money, more problems. That's what he also says. Now, Scoo, as a monk, how does Stason want a temple set up in the city, or does he want a sweet
Monastery.
car? Okay, yeah. Do you
Car.
want a monastery or a sweet car, or like what's going on? What does Stason want here in D&D?
Oh, helicopter. No, monastery. He's going to open a monastery. It's got a
Standard.
slight
Helicopter.
variation on his on the standard sort of
A helicopter
style.
monastery. You can have the monastery inside the helicopter.
Well, you see, the monastery is up on a mountaintop, so you need to.
Oh yeah. Well, they also teach you breakdancing as part of their way, and then you do the helicopter when you're breakdancing. And Pounce,
Okay.
Pounce, you're
yeah,
still Pounce is still here, baby.
Wildlife sanctuary.
Wildlife sanctuary.
Nice.
Now we're talking with gas. This is we're getting it out here.
Okay.
Part of the elite strike force. This is what we get for being SEAL Team 6, guys.
Okay. Let's see. Okay.
Cash has
What
actually.
would Cash like?
He's
Cash just wants to kill people, apparently. Like I don't know. I think the boon for you is in the doing of killing shitloads of people over the course of this.
Look,
of
Cash
Fest.
Cash likes a simple solution, but the entire reason he came to the city is because he heard of this undercity, and he has a background in archaeology and is very interested in going down there, especially now that he knows that there's apparently an avatar of a god down there somewhere.
Was gonna say, kind of funny that a god of madness has just the one symbol.
Even gods of madness need branding.
Yeah, they got firm branding guidelines. Godlines. Godlines.
There.
Yes.
You're way too proud of yourself for that one.
Yeah, I know. That's why I doubled up on the laugh, was to try and make that funny, but no, I really was too proud of it.
It's a good thing I will laugh at anything. So, right. Okay. So with that, I think we can sort of end things here. I know this is a weird one, but
I gotta
yeah,
think
it
about
was-
this word at school before anything else, y'all.
yeah, exactly. Simon says he basically agrees to all of your demands.
Wow. Excellent.
He is not playing hardball. Let's just say that.
Pretty sure he's gonna just try and kill us at the end of this.
Yeah, it's hard to tell with him because he managed to be so successfully duplicitous at the first, but I think this guy's the good guy, and I feel
He
like the
is
rest
the
of the
one who almost got Sarah to kill herself.
Yeah, but that's because he misunderstood our motivations in like a really bad way.
Didn't misunderstand Yigbeth's motivations. Yigbeth was
Everyone-
all for destroying the Arkan.
Everyone misunderstood.
Yeah, that's true too.
Including the GM, who never wanted that
9
to
lots
happen.
of land, though.
There's a perfectly reasonable explanation for
Yeah.
everything that Yigbeth did.
She's crazy.
Mhm.
No,
Okay.
that sounds like a reduction.
So,
So things that we want to resolve before the end of the campaign. Number one, or unless you want to use these as hooks into like a sequel campaign.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do a little.
I feel
tiny-
like we can't complete all of this within 3 days.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of. So this is like, you know what? No, hold on. I'll finish the session and then we'll talk about what's going forward. Okay. Simon agrees to all your demands, and he says, "Right, from here on out, we're going to do this. We're taking the city back, shall we say, or rather, we're going to have a little change in the balance of power." As you're leaving his office, you hear a strange sound. It's a sound that starts in feels like it starts in the pit of your stomach and then becomes this incredibly high-pitched scream. And it's coming from below. It's coming from deep below the city.
So that's not great.
How many things are gonna go wrong?
All of them.
I thought we could at least like rely on the god of the Avatar of Madness not like totally freaking out for now.
No, this is Chekhov's wrong, where if something can go wrong, he puts it in the scene, and then it goes wrong by the end of the third act.
I'm perhaps using it a little quickly, but how would you describe it? It sounds like a death scream, except stretched out over the course of about 10 minutes and amplified. And
I don't suppose I could tap my club on the ground and say, "Stop that sound right there."
No. But you can give me a religion roll if anyone knows about it.
I'm proficient.
Let's see what you got.
My religion proficiency I took when I took my first level in Bard, and I took it in order to use it to power up the Etten that eventually became the emissary of Orcus or whatever. There's 14. Anybody else proficient?
I have history.
22. Well, the 22.
I'm not proficient, but I can try anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyone
School
can
let us
try.
know.
By our
Bam!
minds combined.
Okay, I literally can't
What do
get
we know
more
about
than
religion?
22.
Oh dang.
Right. Okay, well, I'll tell you what. You have this scene of back and forth conversation where you work out something, and it's that in a great number of cases, the gods don't get along. And this is extra true for evil gods. You remember that the Etten was talking about Chosen One and getting the sense that he could have been an avatar of Orcus. What if there is a conflict going on under the city between the avatar of chaos and the avatar of death, i.e., the avatar of Orcus?
Whoa.
The Etten
Them sorted
did
out.
mention something about not being the chosen one.
Yeah, and I sure did try and figure out who that was.
Yeah, I wonder who. I mean, can't be
Really could
anyone
be
we
anyone.
know.
So there's a war coming. There is civil unrest coming. And there's a god who is incredibly keen on the idea of death.
Sounds like a good time to emigrate, to be honest.
Honestly,
Yeah, wow.
Save up all these sick days. I'm cashing them in now.
I've been like,
That's true. Our HR is really
It's
generous.
got a plus one, to be honest.
I have
And with
been like
that-
suggesting just to leave because this place.
You just got here.
Yeah, he has no ties. He's not tied down at all.
Yeah,
It's
no
like,
stakes
ooh.
whatsoever.
Cash
Pass
loves
through
this
town.
actually. I don't.
Now, Sevier, I gotta say, Finna does have a lot of sick days coming. These are sick days that are coming.
Oh.
That was bad.
So with that, that's where we end the session. And
On a
we
pun.
can, on that strong, always end on a strong button. So, we are now
Never miss a leg day.
post match. Okay, so what were we going to discuss? We were going to discuss possible next seasons and so forth.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what we're going to actually be able to resolve in the coming 3 days.
Yeah.
Versus what you want to have as like sequel hooks.
Yes. So this whole session or this whole campaign so far has been very Keys and Yigbeth focused in a lot of ways.
And that's just by like the fact that we were here.
Yeah. Now there are other plots, things in the hopper, and I can't.
Well,
I
I'm
really,
AFK for a bit.
yeah. And some of them do involve Veer, but there's stuff that I just can't get to or can't put into the plot without just overloading it. And it's pretty busy already. So in a coming theoretical sequel or whatever,
So, thank you.
I'll have more opportunity to add new
Oh,
So
I am back.
you never went away.
We could tell.
Nope.
We could tell.
I
Yeah,
know I
we-
did.
Yeah, we sure did here. Huh.
So yeah, in like a future, I can add more plot stuff if you want to expose some new things about your characters.
Mm-hmm.
I can stuff in. So the possible sequel is purely hypothetical at the minute. I do have an idea for a sort of a smaller story set with the same characters, but yeah, hopefully within about 2 to 3 sessions, this will all be resolved.
Cool.
So yeah,
That's really rad.
Mhm.
I'm chuffed. And then I am also, if you need more time to work on the Squeakquel, which is how I'm going to think of this one,
very
the K&K Squeakquel, then I am willing. I'm going to have a couple of plots put together for like a smallish, longer campaign, I think, than Bandcamp.
okay.
Criminal caper based thing.
Ooh.
And it's going to be in D&D. It's going to start with everybody in prison.
Is this
Did
an evil
you
campaign?
want?
Like sort of like
I'm
an
thinking
Elder
more
Scrolls
criminals.
game.
Yeah, except it's going to be a little bit more compelling because, man, it's going to be interesting. It would be the primary difference.
The
I would say.
character creation is a lot better.
Yeah, better character creation, better UI. Throw that out there.
A lot of love for Elder Scrolls games I'm feeling here.
Mhm.
Not a huge amount on my part, but I think I've been vocal enough on that front. Were you thinking of? Well, did you want to run it? I mean, I know we had been talking about it, but should we co-write it, or do you want to do it on your own? I don't know.
Let's figure that out in a little bit. Like the main thing I was offering that for was as a respite, so that you could get some time off.
Yeah,
from
like
being-
a little break.
There is
There is
Lots-
always Blood Camp.
there is
Thank
always
God
Blood
for
Camp.
it.
Exactly.
Blood Camp is as old as the stars.
Blood Camp never ends.
Blood Camp is eternal, like the city of R'lyeh beneath the sea.
Blood Camp is as eternal as high school.
Yo, that's too eternal. Extra.
So, yeah.
Awesome. We are coming up on the home stretch.
Uh-huh.
I'm chuffed. What's in the spirit of Blood Ted, here I'm channeling my pal Ted. How much experience do we get for this session?
And how much experience are we? Because I
1920.
Wait, no, wait. Shh.
I'm giving you 1,500 each. I've subtracted some for nearly getting yourselves and everyone killed. But,
Arguably, that should be more of an experience.
it was quite the experience.
surely we
I
could.
would
I
argue
mean,
that
we could have
Well,
easily taken all of them.
Yeah, but we don't
Yeah.
want to.
I mean,
don't we?
I don't think you could.
No.
I don't think you could have gotten out of
No.
there by just fighting. You would have had to run.
I mean,
'Cause
if
there's
it's just
too many
100
people.
There were
chumps,
100 of them.
it's just
least.
chumps, and I could just fireball all of them.
Yeah, but
No.
at a certain point, the burning pile of bodies will fall on top of you.
What about giant elk?
We could just
Well,
run.
exactly. You would have to get creative. Yeah, probably that would have worked. But anyway, yeah, sorry
A
if this
giant
was
elk rises up out of the ashes of the millions of bodies.
Because they're fucking animals.
basically turned into a Godzilla film at this point.
That was a pretty nice one there, Blaze. That we're all animals.
Hey,
That's me, baby.
yeah, so sorry if this session was a wee bit of a weird one in terms of just no action, but I want to get my ducks in a row before next session. And also sorry if it was incredibly dark because it was like
There was a lot of emotional action.
it was.
Do we
Sadness.
want
Action doesn't all
to?
have to be physical.
Do we want to
Or
upload the
violent.
secret session now?
Yeah, you totally can. I mean,
I mean, are we?
there's.
Just
I don't
like-
think there's any particular secrets to be had now.
Well, there is
With that?
Yggdrasil's intention with the entire thing.
Well, that's like historical, because Yggdrasil doesn't have any intention anymore of her own.
Okay.
Wow, that. What were you saying about the session being a little bit dark?
Yeah, actually, this one was all sunshine and roses. If you want to,
Yeah.
like,
Oh my god.
this is the thing about that session. If you want to listen to someone, us role playing someone being horribly, horribly strangled, it was just nasty. It was really nasty.
That sounds like niche entertainment. I feel like that will have a very strong, small, dedicated following.
Did
Yeah.
we? I'm not sure we even like said the entire plan on that session.
How do you mean?
Like, what was the big idea?
Oh, right, off Yggdrasil.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I mean, okay, here's the thing, and for anyone who doesn't want to listen to it, this will give you all you need to know about that. I don't know what Yggdrasil's entire intention was. Teddy can tell us now in a second, but she essentially went along with everything that this thoroughly evil god wanted. And that just ended her sanity. That just annulled her character because it's like this god is influencing her to such an extreme that she was going nuts no matter what. If she had pushed back, she might have been a bit more. She might have been around for longer.
Mm.
And if
But
she
that-
had, and she could have like I didn't want that to happen, but I wanted to be I wanted to be fair. So, both of them were probably accept that Yggdrasil needed to fear spell to kill one of them.
Yeah.
So
That was in retrospect. Not the
I mean,
greatest idea.
the funny thing was that I was, for once in my life, I was rolling incredibly at the start of the session.
Mhm.
And I
Sarah
was
and Cersei,
rolling extremely badly.
they were doing really well against her.
Good.
For a moment, I thought, oh, they're actually going to kill you.
Yeah, that's gonna-
But it didn't last. So anyway, what do you want to tell us about Yggdrasil?
Okay, well, Yggdrasil's intention was completely unrelated to the evil god in her head. What it was related to was Yggdrasil
Is that your
was
dog? Sorry,
what?
is your dog purring?
No, that is Peleus who's
Oh,
making
right.
that noise.
Oh, am I?
Your mic was lighting up, so
It sounded
I think
like
so.
you just took it out of your mouth just then.
Yeah.
Sorry. Anyway, continue, Kevin.
Okay, well, Yggdrasil was not liking the fact that Keys was starting to steer the party over to liking the Archon. And so she decided that she was going to go over to the Fame Sisters kidnap them and make it look like the Arkin did it, so that Keys would sort of turn on them.
Mhm.
The big idea was killing them would be illogical for the Arkin, but capturing them would make sense because they would want to hold leverage over us.
Mhm,
So that was,
mhm.
And
that
then
was
you turned mad evil.
yeah, and then things went wrong.
I mean, the problem was that essentially Orcus demanded them dead, not for any particular reason other than this is the worst thing that Yigvith could do. And if she does this, she's ready for my influence.
Right.
Prime time, as it were.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
Dang, Gina. So what's our priorities for next session? Are we going to try and take out the cadre of Durans that are in town? Are we going to try to take out the heads of the Sons of Tomorrow? We're going to, I guess we're immediately going to just run down to under the tower, huh?
Are we?
Well, I mean,
I mean,
that's
it was
certainly
just a bad feeling in your gut. So like,
Yeah, it lasted for 10 minutes of high-pitched death screams. One kind of turned into the other over a very long period of time.
it was pretty harmless though. Like maybe it was just that.
just the god of madness stubbing their toe. So yeah.
All right, squad, good game. Thanks for running it. Universal, you're the man. Appreciate it.
Yes, I am a man.
Mhm.
Right, thank you very much for playing. And yeah, unless there's anything else, we shall do this next week
Hell
and
yeah.
get our violence on.
All right, cool. Take it easy, my peoples.
Right.
Yo.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.